guys, it's your boy here, Junai Yugi, giving you another Yu-Gi-Oh! RGB episode 110 review for you guys. So here we basically continue from where we left off in the last episode, where Edo came in with the Obelisk Blue students and he wants to duel Yuya. He wants to duel Yuya for himself and settle the score with him. Edo takes a chain, wraps it around Yuya's hand and pulls him in to force him to duel, and then he activates a field spell, this deathmatch field spell where a death match literally happens, so they're locked inside there until the duel's over, so nobody can interrupt. Beginning with this duel, it's really great. It's really interesting, everything that's going on. The episode was kind of fast-paced. It kind of just happened straight on. Edo was really hammering Yuya really hard in this duel. I mean, in his third turn, he knocked him down to 600 life points. He was activating card effects, doing burn damage, killing Yuya's monsters. He was going really hard. Seriously, in his second turn, he just went ham on him, and it was only 3 minutes into the episode or so, or maybe 5, and he was already almost defeating Yuya. So that was great. I really enjoyed that. We got to see how strong Edo really is, and how fast and how close he was to actually already beating Yuya so fast. A lot of stuff happened in that duel. A lot of unexpected things happened early on in this duel, and this is still only part 1 of the duel, and I feel like so much already happened in this duel. Yuya summons a new monster as well, so there's a lot of new cards in this episode. New pendulum monsters that Yuya was using, and it was really great. I really enjoyed it a lot. It was a really fantastic episode. It was animated very well for the most part. Edo was animated very well, especially for the most part, and certain other scenes in this episode were animated very gorgeously. Edo is pretty much upset because he wants to prove that the Academy's ways are right. He was taught to believe that dueling is used to fight. That's the purpose of dueling, is to fight, and I guess to get your way, or whatever the case may be. He was taught that the ideologies or whatever of Academia are right, and that's the only thing that is right. He's struggling with that. He's just very upset that there's another way of dueling, which is dueling with smiles and having fun, and he just doesn't know how to deal with those feelings, and that's what he's trying to prove in this duel. And Yuya, throughout the episode, is trying to, I wouldn't say he's trying to snap him out of it, but he's just trying to show his entertainment dueling to him, and trying to speak to him through the duel and through the cards. And he basically says, at one point he's thinking about what Edo was saying, and he's like, alright, I'm going to fight him using his own words against him. So what he does is, the camera zooms into his eye, and there's a new dragon there that appears. Every time there's a new dragon that he's about to summon, he has a vision of it first, or he kind of sees it, and it foreshadows it before the summoning. So I looked at it and I was like, alright, he's about to summon something brand new. This is going to be amazing. He uses Chump Wish's effect to fusion summon Odd Eyes with, I forgot who it was. I think it was that other Entermate that he used, that Spellcaster one, but I don't remember who he fused it with. Oh yeah, it was with him. So he fused it with that, and Edo's confused. He's like, oh, you're actually going to fusion summon? Because that's his summoning, that's Academia summoning, and that's what Yuya's doing. He's using fusion summoning against him, using his own words and his own style against him to kind of reach out to him. Before the new fusion monster even gets summoned, its effect actually activates. Or maybe it actually touched the field, but it didn't. Its physical form didn't show. So there was all this fire around, and then the fire went after Edo's Dystopia guy. And its effect is, when it's fusion summoned, all monsters on the field, they lose all their attack points, so they all drop to 0. Even Yuya's monsters would, but he didn't have any other monsters. And then the monster comes out, and it's Brave Eyes Pendulum Dragon, which looks like an amazing card. Absolutely gorgeous design. I loved it so much. It looks so badass. So badass. Brave Eyes gains 100 attack points for every monster that was reduced to 0 by his effect. So he gained the 100 because there was only one monster. So he was at 3,100 attack points. That fusion is really strong, and it has like 3 effects. Its other effect is when it battles an opponent's monster, and if that monster is not destroyed by battle due to a card effect or whatever, that effect is negated. So if you want to protect that monster by battle, it won't work. But Edo wouldn't let that happen. He's just countering Yuya left and right. He activates his trap card to give Dystopia Guy 100 attack points, which would trigger Dystopia Guy's effect. I think to destroy Brave Eyes or something, or to inflict damage. Yeah, it inflicts damage. So he inflicted damage to Yuya, and then Brave Eyes was like going in trying to attack him. I think Edo activated some other card, some equip spell card to prevent it from being destroyed or something, and he was just countering him, preventing him, and then in like no time at all, this new fusion monster automatically gets sucked up by Dystopia Guy's effect. So it's like, that's how strong Edo is. I guess that's why they did it. They're like, you know, usually when you summons this new monster, he wrecks, but against Edo it didn't work. He tried to make it work and it didn't work, and his dragon got sucked up, and it was already pretty much destroyed. It was interesting because Edo was, when he took the fusion monster and destroyed it or whatever, he was like, oh, I'm gonna destroy that fake copy of fusion summoning. It's nothing compared to our fusion summoning. It's not real. It's not like ours. He was really pissed off at the fact that he tried to fusion summon something, even though he's not from Academia and he doesn't obtain true fusion summoning as they say in Academia. Moving on a little bit further, Yuya notices that there's a card on the floor torn up, and he noticed that it's the Smile World card cut in half. And he's like, why do you have that card? Why do you have the Smile World card that my dad has? Edo doesn't even want. Edo doesn't. I think he said something, or he doesn't want to say anything about it. And then Yuya gets really pissed off. He's like, tell me, why do you have that card? And then Edo's finally like, alright, fine, I'll spill, you know, I'll tell you what happened. So this is where we get the backstory to Yusho and Edo. It takes place there in the Xyz dimension, and Yusho is trying to talk to him, telling him that Akabaleo's ways of dueling is wrong, and that, you know, dueling is supposed to be to have fun and to smile and all that stuff. So, but obviously Edo doesn't want to believe that. He thinks that that's false. So he challenges him to a duel. At one point, it actually looked like Edo won, just because like they started off by Dystopia Guy attacking him directly. So I was like, wait, is Yusho gonna lose? Because I honestly do not see that happening. Because Yusho has been hyped up since the beginning as this amazing duelist. I don't think he's ever lost. You know, he's this world champion, and he owns this entertainment dueling style. So there's no way that he's going to lose at all to Edo. I'm sorry. I know some people are going to say, like, oh, are upset that Edo might lose. But to be honest, that makes the most sense that he lost against Yusho. He's the most mysterious and one of the most mysterious and hyped up characters in all of RV. So it's only natural that he's going to win against Edo and against most of the Academy people anyway. Maybe even against Cavaleo, who knows. Edo's a great duelist. I respect him a lot, but Yusho's role is too important, and his story is too important for him to have lost there, in my opinion. This is kind of how Yusho gets hurt. Dystopia Guy attacks him. Yusho kind of falls back on this rock and falls down. So that's, I guess, kind of how he messed up his leg during the duel. And on his turn, the first thing he does is activate Smile World. And they don't even show exactly what he does. But basically, Edo loses the duel right there, like I said before. Yusho comes walking up to him with his cane, and he's telling him, trying to convince him that, that his way of dueling is wrong. And he told him, he was giving him the Small World card, and he told him, go to a caballero and tell him that dueling is meant for fun and meant for smiling, and it's not meant for fighting and war and all this stuff. Go back to him and tell him that. So then Edo's kind of, he's just on the floor on his knees, really confused and really mad, not really sure how to feel or what to think. He's just really mad, disappointed that he lost, and that he lost to this style of dueling, and he's really pissed off, and he just doesn't know what to do. And you could see that he's trying to pick up the Ashen card, because there's a part of him, well, the Small World card, because there's a part of him that wants to, that kind of believes what he's telling him. So he's like slowly grabbing onto him, but you could tell in his facial expression that he's kind of pulling away, because he's so obedient to Academia and their way of dueling, and he believes that that's the right way, and he's just struggling to pick it up. And he actually does pick it up, but then he's just like, no, he can't take it right there, and he takes the card and he rips it in half. That's basically how it goes down. Edo was basically complaining on the floor. He's like, no, 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 this isn't right. He's struggling with himself. There's two sides of him. One side that actually did enjoy the duel and kind of believes in that ideal for a sec, but he believes too strongly in Academia, and he's struggling between those two things. And I love the symbolism in this episode, because the card was ripped in half. So then Yusho goes to pick up the card, and then instantly out of nowhere he vanishes. So he teleports to I'm assuming the fusion dimension, and it wasn't Edo that transported him to the fusion dimension, because Edo went up and he looked around. He's like, where did he go? And he's been looking for Yusho ever since to get his revenge on him and to prove his ways. So it wasn't Edo that sent him to the fusion dimension. It was somebody else. So I love that little mysterious fact. And also, Yusho has the other half of Small World, as we already know. So who sent him to the fusion dimension? I don't know. My assumption is probably Dennis, because he was probably still around the Xyz dimension at that time. Yusho said that Edo was the one who sent him to the fusion dimension, but he was bending over picking up the card, so he probably didn't see who actually sent him there. So he just assumed that Edo sent him there. At least that's what I think. I think he assumed that Edo sent him there, but really there was somebody behind the scenes that was doing it. Edo, after that, has been looking for Yusho the entire time to prove his way of dueling, and he was mad that he lost to him. And then that's when he found Yuya, he challenged him to a duel, blah blah blah, and then he tied. So he's mad that he lost to Yusho and that he tied with Yuya and he couldn't defeat him, so he has to prove himself in this duel. Alright, we get back to the duel, and Yuya kind of realizes that Edo still has half of the Small World card. So then he smiles and he realizes that there's still a part of him that believes in the entertainment dueling, because he kept the other half of the card. He could have ripped it up, he could have thrown it away, he could have left it behind, but there's a part of him that's still struggling to keep that card and that feeling that he felt. And Edo, even in the duel, he was like, no, there's no way I was smiling during that duel. And they show a flashback of him in the duel with Yusho, and he cracked a smile. So he hates the fact that he actually did enjoy it for a moment, and that he actually did smile. So he's trying to ignore that fact and trying to prove in this duel that he didn't smile during that duel, and that he didn't enjoy it, and that his way is the right, and that Academia's way is the right way. So you just feel the tension and the symbolism with the Small World card and how it's ripped in half. Yusho has the other half, and he still has part of it, and that's because he can't let it go. There's still a part of him that wants to believe it. And it was just very nicely scripted. I like that. It was very symbolic of what's going on with his heart and how he's struggling with these two sides of him. I like that. I like that a lot. So the episode pretty much ends with Yuya figuring out what he has to do, and that's basically entertainment dueling, because there's still a part of Edo that wants that feeling again, or believes in it. So he's, as we see in the preview in the next episode, Yuya's gonna do his all entertainment dueling. He's like jumping around and doing all this stuff, so he's gonna try to connect to him. So the episode ends with Dystopia guy attacking Yuya directly, and it ends that way. Some other interesting little parts, I guess, with Gloria, where Gloria wants to go and fight the Lancers, But Grace is like, no, I want to watch the duel. We'll duel them later. I want to, like, it's just funny because she's really blown away by that dueling, and she really wants to see it. Like, she doesn't care. She doesn't care about her job anymore or anything. She just wants to watch the duel and have fun, and then do her job later. So she's like, oh no, I want to have fun first. I want to watch this, and then I want to go to work. So it's like, it's kind of like she's kind of childish. It's kind of adorable and fun. And then Noboru, he's rooting against Edo the entire time. He wants Yuya to win. More, not Yuya to win, but more like he wants Edo to lose. He's plotting something against him. He doesn't want to lose his position, and if Edo loses, he'll keep his position or whatever for whatever random reason. But he doesn't like Edo. Even in the previous episode when the Tyler sisters went after the Lancers, he was keeping the fact that the Tyler sisters went after them away from Edo. He was keeping it from him. So even from way back in the beginning when he was first introduced, he was hiding stuff from Edo. So this doesn't surprise me. He was already doing that since way back then. I wonder why he doesn't like him so much, or what's the problem exactly that he has with Edo. But you can see that in Academia, there's not a concrete relationship. Like, not everybody likes each other in Academia. Some people are kind of doing their own thing or whatever. So, it's just an interesting development how even the villains aren't 100% connected with each other. I think that's pretty much everything. The spoiler alert that's from earlier. So go away from the video if you don't want to hear this part. Really fantastic episode. The next episode is also going to be really great, and then there's going to be a third part. It's going to be good. A lot already happened, so I can't wait to see what's going to happen next. Yeah, so that's pretty much the review, guys. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate you guys keeping up to date with these reviews. It's been a lot of fun making them. God bless you guys. Thank you guys for everything. Like, comment, subscribe. Tell us what you think about the episode. What did you like? What didn't you like about the episode? And who do you think is going to win between them? I obviously think it's going to be Yuya, just because story purposes he has to win. Well, he doesn't have to win, but Edo might take his soul. But if his heart turns with this entertainment dueling, he might not take his soul and put it into a card. I'm not sure, but it would be cool if he won. But I honestly, you're dueling the main character. The main character usually wins. So obviously, I'm a root for Yuya, because naturally he's the main character. He's going to win, and his entertainment style dueling has to win to prove his point, I assume. So yeah, I think Yuya's gonna win, and I don't have a problem if Edo loses. Some people have a problem if Edo loses. I don't really care if he loses, because it's a part of the story. If he needs to lose during this point, he needs to lose. I don't really care who wins or loses. I just want to see a great duel. Yeah, so that's my ideology behind everything. I don't really care. I just want to see a fantastic duel between two characters and see them use all their strength and go all out trying to win. And that's all I care about when it comes to dueling. Winning or losing is not important. All that matters to me is the content of the duel itself. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. Write down in the comment section below what you guys thought of this episode, what you liked, what you didn't like. I'll see you guys in the next review. I appreciate everything. God bless you guys. Thank you for everything. Gotcha!